In this episode of Science and Torah, we're diving into one of the most debated topics, evolution and the creation of life. Can the theory of evolution coexist with the Torah's account of creation? Join me as we explore how these two perspectives might be closer than you think. Bezrat Hashem, Bezrat Hashem. Welcome back. If you're finding value in these videos, please like, subscribe, and share it with others. Your support is crucial. And you can also donate at hashem.faith. The link is in the video description. Today we're tackling a big one. Evolution. You've probably heard that evolution and the Torah's creation story are at odds. After all, evolution talks about life developing over millions of years, while the Torah describes creation happening in 6 days. But is there really a conflict, or is there a deeper connection? Let's start with the basics. Evolution, as proposed by Charles Darwin, suggests that all species of life have descended over time from common ancestors through a process called natural selection. This idea, backed by a wealth of scientific evidence, is now a cornerstone in modern biology. On the other hand, the Torah describes creation in a series of acts where God creates different forms of life, from plants to animals to humans, each according to their kind. It's a majestic narrative that speaks to the purpose and intentionality behind creation. Now, here's where things get interesting. When we first look at these two accounts side by side, we start to see some parallels. The Torah's description of life emerging from the earth and the waters, and later humans being created in the image of God, can be seen as a metaphor for the evolutionary process. Now, some may ask, how can the randomness of evolution align with the purposeful creation described in the Torah? Key here is understanding that evolution doesn't necessarily exclude the possibility of divine guidance. In fact, many Jewish thinkers, including Rabbi Samson Raphael Hirsch and Rabbi Avraham Yitzhak Kook, have suggested that evolution could be the method through which HaKadosh Baruch Hu brings about the diversity of life. Now consider this. Just as evolution describes the gradual development of life forms over time, the Torah presents a structured sequence of creation where life becomes more complex with each day. The appearance of plants, followed by animals, and finally humans, mirrors the evolutionary timeline. The Torah's language, according to their kind, could be seen as recognizing the diversity of species that evolution explains. Now let's also talk about Adam and Eve. The Torah tells us that Adam was created from the dust of earth, and Eve from Adam's side. If we think about this in a broader sense, it might suggest that humanity too emerged from the earth, from earlier forms of life, shaped and guided by Hashem's hand. One of the most profound insights comes from the idea that evolution doesn't just explain how life changes over time, but how it adapts and thrives in a world that's constantly evolving itself. This adaptability, this capacity for growth and change, is a reflection of the divine spark within all living things. It's important to remember that the Torah isn't a science textbook. It's a guide to understanding our purpose in this world. Science, on the other hand, helps understand the mechanisms of how the world works, When we see evolution through the lens of the Torah, we're reminded that the process of life is filled with meaning and intention, even if it unfolds over millions of years. In the end, evolution and the Torah's creation narrative aren't mutually exclusive. They're two perspectives of the same truth, that life is precious, purposeful, and ultimately a reflection of Hashem's infinite wisdom. We've got plenty more to cover in our Science and Torah series, so stay tuned for the next episode. B'Shem Hashem Navi Torah Achai.